Recorded Books and RB Digital present Barbary Station by R.E. Stearns. Narrated by Mia Barron. Chapter 1. Charges accrued: piracy, assault and battery, theft. Despite the darkness, the pressure on every centimeter of skin, and the smooth, flat plastic in front of her nose, Adda Karp was not locked in a coffin in deep space. As she mentally repeated this fact, lights in the passenger pod lid brightened. She inhaled hard to break her chest muscles out of an achingly slow breathing pattern. The off-white foam padding that outlined her body came into focus. Dim yellow instructions formed on the inside of the lid. "Hello. You have been awakened during transit. Please stretch your fingers and toes in preparation for extraction." Beneath the text, an animated hand straightened and curled. Adda imitated it as the foam sank away from her limbs. The pod's seal parted with a rubbery sucking sound, and she yelped as two intimate catheters withdrew. Cold air blew through the opening above her forehead, sweeping her hair out of her face. Her ears popped. Outside, something rattled and thumped. She worked her fingers into the opening, elbows against the lit instructions, and pulled the lid toward her toes. White light assaulted her eyes. Her arms trembled. The lid's edge passed her ribs with a hydraulic wheeze, but weeks of inaction hadn't improved her soft physique. Her fingers slipped. The pod lid slid upward on its rail. "If it closes, will I go back to sleep?" She scrabbled at the smooth plastic. "No, damn it, stop!" A hand several shades browner than hers thrust into the gap from the outside. The lid slammed on its knuckles. A familiar pained grunt emanated from above. Mechanisms squealed as Iridian Nasser shoved the lid past Adda's feet faster than it was designed to move. Adda sat up and threw her arms around the taller woman's neck. Blue and yellow lights from the instrument panel across the room glinted off Iridian's shaved head as laughter rearranged her freckles. She grabbed for the passenger pod to keep her balance and swallowed against a wave of nausea. Gravity should be low and falling. Her other arm settled around Adda's shoulders. Adda brushed her lips over red droplets rising on Iridian's knuckles where the pod lid had abraded the skin. Smiling in a way she reserved just for Adda, Iridian murmured, "Hey you, we're right on schedule." Adda's head still spun. According to the colonist literature, that was typical for Earth natives. She ruined Iridian's balance by pulling her down for a kiss. Iridian's black eyebrows arched as she steadied herself and Adda in the low gravity. "How do you feel?" The rest of Adda's plan congealed in her waking brain, and it didn't include time for reorientation. "Like hijacking a colony ship?" "Thank fuck." The man who'd spoken clomped out from behind another pod, eyes open, since he'd had hours to adapt to the onslaught of light. Magnetic boots over the one-piece hibernation suit gave him a difficult, hitching gait. Unlike Adda's and Iridian's green suits, his transorbital voyage's uniform was blue-gray and tailored to complement his russet skin and wiry build. Hoban was printed over the breast below the company logo. His real name was Race, and this meeting marked the second time Adda had met him in person. He tossed a cloth bag to Iridian, who caught it one-handed. "Get a move on. The Day Watch is going to ask me about the pod status if we don't reset them quick." The 4 or 5 colony ship crew members out of hibernation were now waiting for Race's report after he investigated the unscheduled deceleration. Too many anomalies would make the transorbital employees call for emergency aid. The 3 of them would never get a place on a pirate crew after that kind of debacle. A trio of brothers had failed to hijack an NEU military cargo ship
Sample complete. Ready to continue?